Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Briggs for notifications and updates. Also follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, all at Briggs. Hello, good morning. My name is Briggs and you're tuned to 89.9 Garden City Radio Garden City, the station for style and groove and style. And you're tuned to Saving the Niger Delta with Briggs. Today is Wednesday, definitely, and today is the 22nd of July, definitely. All right, welcome back to the program, and I hope your past week have been as interesting as mine has been, and that you have been following up with the Niger Delta Development Commission probe by the House of Representatives, and the committee and the committee of the Niger Delta Commission. I hope you've been listening to the mind-boggling figures. Like I said, the difference between billion, millions, trillions, to me, is very blurred. I can't imagine what 10 billion, not to talk of trillions, looks like, and the figures. That's why a couple of weeks ago, when I was doing the calculation of the of the so-called job creation for 3 months across the local government areas by the Ministry of Labor, and the drama that ensued with this same National Assembly, where they are insisting that they must have a say in the creation of jobs. Tomorrow now, these same people will come and argue with us and start telling Kayamo to bring out the list of the list of people that they have brought to the job creation. So just as much as I take politicians at by what I see them do and by what I hear them say, the National Assembly is no different. If we remember, this same National Assembly, they are looking for lists, and they want to give the impression that anything that is suspected of them or anything that is said about them, because of their behavior or their body language, because they govern us with body language, so we must take their body language into account when we are making our decisions, because Nigerians have been kept out of the truth. We don't know the truth. Nobody is telling the truth. Every single person, all of them are lying at one time or the other. That is just the truth. And the sad thing about it is, we, the electorate, have been so docile and have accepted that it is about political party and not about the electorate. That is why we are in this mess. But I want to quickly take us back, that this National Assembly is the National Assembly that have told us Nigerians that every single thing the president brings to them, every single thing he requests from them, that they wouldn't think twice, they would do it. This ninth assembly have told us that. So if this is the assembly that has told us that, we must take anything they say with a pinch of salt. You look at people who voted you into power. The president did not vote the National Assembly members into power. We, the people, supposedly voted them into power. And yet, they look at us in the face and tell us that whether we like it or not, anything the president brings to them, because they are the party in power, they would disregard every other party in the National Assembly. And because perhaps they are in the majority, that they will give the president whatever he wants. These are people that are supposed to be representing us. Now, these very people are the same people, when it suits them, will now go and argue and put their case to the president. If somebody walks out on them like Ayamo did, if somebody walks out on them like Pondi did, they will now remember that it is disrespectful for somebody to walk out on the National Assembly. But they have forgotten that every day that they don't speak up for us and do what we sent them there to do, that they are disrespecting us. They have forgotten that. It is this same National Assembly that is asking for lists, that refused to buy a vehicle, a Jeep, that is made by a Nigerian in Nigeria at a reduced price, that they bought a Jeep made outside of Nigeria, and yet somebody would tell us we should buy Nigeria. If you refuse to use our money to buy Nigeria, what makes you so big that you cannot drive a vehicle that is made in Nigeria? In Nigeria, you can't buy it to drive it in Nigeria with our money. But you will use that same money to pay more than 3 times the amount to buy a similar vehicle that is made outside of Nigeria. Really, I mean, sometimes I spend sleepless nights just thinking and asking myself, am I really part of this? Is there anything that I can be proud of apart from the fact that I am from a particular place in Nigeria and I am from a particular ethnic nationality? Is there any other thing to be proud about as a Nigerian? You refuse to buy a car that is made in Nigeria. You pay 2-3 times the price to buy a car from outside, and you have the temerity, the audacity to be fighting there and saying that somebody said that your people, some of the jobs have gone to the National Assembly, and that the person must bring a list. If the person does not bring a list, every other thing is null and void. What type of electorate are we, that we can't see through these people? There has always been a suspicion and a conviction on the part of the Niger Delta people. If no other Niger Delta person will stand up and say that they know, or that they suspect, or that they assume, based on the lies and lack of information from top to bottom, that they have decided to make up their minds that the contracts coming out of Niger Delta Development Commission, that some senators and some House of Representative members, not all of them, if you have not taken a contract, I have not taken a contract. So if they say some people in Niger Delta, it doesn't concern me. It wouldn't bother me because I know I have not taken. If you go through your list, you will not see my name. So I don't care. If you say some people have taken contract from Amnesty, it doesn't concern me because I'm not one of those persons. So if you are not one of those persons and you have not taken any contract, why should it bother you if somebody says that some of them have taken? That 60%, I say that more than 90%, between 90 to 95% of the money that have actually entered the hands of NDDC have gone outside of the Niger Delta. It has not gone to Niger Delta people, either as a form of award of contract or as a way of stealing. It has not gone to Niger Delta people. Please don't misquote me. I am not saying. Actually, they could not, the day that are looting the Niger Delta for the past 20 years using the NDDC, and people who are getting a scholarship for their children, like in the amnesty program. Some people who have benefited from the amnesty program are not Niger Delta people. Are not Niger Delta people. That one is a fact. They should also go through that book. They will find it. I am aware of one person. I overheard him in an airport lounge. He saw me, and I know where he's from, and I know his name. He saw me while in Port Harcourt Airport Lounge, where he was saying that his children had been allocated 2 slots to go and do masters, and that if they don't do like that, that the budget will not be approved. I heard him. I heard him. That is me. I'm standing up for what I heard. And this thing goes on. And for the 20 years that the NDDC have been there, from the first contract that was awarded in the NDDC to the last contract that was awarded, before the last board was removed, before the last board was removed, and before this interim management came in, should be audited by credible auditing firms in Nigeria, outside the country. Credible auditing firms should be given the job, the position to audit the NDDC from the first contract to the last contract before this new IMC came, because the board that has been nominated, the members of the board that have been nominated and have been screened, in my opinion, should also not take over until this auditing has taken place. And the interim management committee, or whatever they call them, should not have anything to do with the auditing itself. It should only be asked to bring file A on company B. That is their job. They are not to be auditors. And I want to say that as soon as the director, the ND rather, in the person of Joy Nune, was removed, all her compatriots, everybody that was with her on that her board, should have also been removed. Because right now, by what has taken place so far, that interim management committee is compromised. It's compromised because you have the MD, I mean the past MD Joy Nune was removed. There are arguments and accusations between her and the people that were nominated that she was the head of. So if that is the position we are in, all of them should be removed, and another interim management committee come up. Now, whether it is a constitutional, it is not constitutional, I don't know. But if they must have one, then let them have a brand new set of people, because there is already disagreement between them. If that had been done we would probably not find, Dr. Pondi would not have found himself in the position in which he found himself. Now, as me, my conclusion, watching what happened to him, I think his problem really started when he came to the realization of the amount of money involved and that he is being held responsible for it. I think that was what, I think that will panic anybody. The same way Joy Nune panicked, and she had a right to panic, I also would panic. I also have found myself in that position. And the governor also was right, in my opinion, to go and secure her. In the middle of the night, 4 o'clock, people are in your house, you don't know them. You'll be afraid. Who are you that you will not be afraid? You'll be afraid. And so if that is the case, then what it just justifies and shows is that tomorrow, anybody in Rivers State can be assured that if they are in trouble, and not just politicians, if they are in trouble, that they can reliably look for our governor, and he will step forward because he is that type of a governor. He will not accept illegalities or injustice to the people of Rivers State. He has said so. I believe him, and I know that he will not let us down. Now, so therefore, those people should go, and they also should be investigated. They should be audited, because they are not even supposed to award jobs, in my opinion. If they wanted to do things right, they were not supposed to. From the time that Joy Nune was appointed and the time she was removed, there was no need to spend even 1 billion naira, apart from paying salaries and apart from making sure that the NDDC is running. No, they should not have awarded any type of jobs. They should have just waited until the auditing have gone on. Now, the other position that I want to put in front of us is that even at the moment the NDDC was placed in front of the Ministry of Niger Delta, and it could have been anybody. It didn't have to be Akpabio. It could have been anybody else that was on APC, but it is Akpabio. So from the moment the NDDC came under Akpabio, that is the only questions Akpabio has to answer. Akpabio was not a minister of Niger Delta from the moment it was created. He had nothing to do with NDDC. As people have sent me so much, one paper flying around of about 5, in total of about 500 million naira, different jobs for 500 million naira from the office of Akpabio when he was minority leader. You see, this is exactly the point. Now that paper is flying around, fine, and the signature, I don't know Akpabio's signature, so I wouldn't know whether it's Akpabio's signature or not. So it's only Akpabio that can answer that question. But even that too has to come under scrutiny, because he has to be allowed to defend himself, whether that is his signature, and whether he actually those jobs were actually given, and whether those jobs were executed, and whether he was the one that executed it. So once something is in black and white, you have to accept it as the face value at which it is given to you, and then you begin to investigate whether this document is a genuine document or not. Because these days somebody can even take my own signature and impose it on a letter, and it is only forensic experts on this type of a crime that will be able to find out. So definitely, just because a paper is flying around does not make it genuine, you know. So I also want to warn Niger Delta people, put them, not in a bad way please, but put you on caution that the NDDC building must not burn down We must not wake up tomorrow morning or 2 weeks from now until forever and ever. We cannot hear that it burned down or it was flooded. They cannot find documents. They must find documents, because by the time NDDC was created, computers were being used, hard drives were there, flash drives were there, external drives were there. So don't come and tell anybody that you don't have documents. If you don't have documents to prove what award you gave, you must be found guilty of fraud and you must go to jail. Because we have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. We are looking at stories that are coming up. We are looking at buildings that is being built in places like Kano, that is being associated with somebody in government. And he has not even come to say, how dare you bring, who told you that this is my building? Nothing like that is being said. People have already been mentioning Magu this, Magu that. This person took money from Magu. This person did not take money from Magu. Magu used to lock people up on his own authority as EFCC without even a court order or no court order. And yet this same Magu now, we've been told he was arrested 3-4 days, less than a week. He's been given bail. If Magu was a Niger Delta man, he would not have been released. That is just the truth. Somebody will now come and tell me I should come and bring evidence to that effect. I have a right to listen to things, read about things, and draw my own conclusions. I'm not an idiot, and I'm not an illiterate. I have a mind, and I must be able to use my mind to draw my own conclusions. It is your responsibility, if you are in the mix of it, to convince me that it is not so. It is not my responsibility. It is your responsibility. So, the auditing of the NDDC must go on. All this drama that is playing out, my people, this is a way for this audit to be swept under the carpet. This audit, from day one, I said they will find a way to not do this audit, and I have been proven right. They are finding ways not to do this audit. They must do this audit because there are people that are culpable. The money they are talking about. And let us also not forget that the federal government, from Obasanjo's time through to the late Yar'Adua's time, to Goodluck Jonathan's time,